Hey everyone, welcome to our Graph Engine Fundamental series. I'm Marco, and today we're going to tackle a big question. Why Graph Engine? What inspired us to build this? And how does it help solve some of the biggest headaches in design systems? Let's dive in it. The origin story, taming complexity. Let's start with the heart of the problem, complexity. When a design system is small, it might feel fine to manage tokens by hand. But as soon as you scale up, whether you're juggling multi-brand setups, light and dark modes, different densities, or even different platforms, things explode. You end up with this massive web of tokens, each referencing or overriding the other. It's a headache. We built the Graph Engine to handle exactly that. Initially, we saw it as a tool for large systems drowning in token permutations. But it quickly became clear that even moderately complex systems benefit from it, especially if you want to future-proof your workflows. The missing layer. How values are achieved. Classic design tokens tell us what a value is, like hashtag 007 for D9 for a brand color, but they don't explain how we got there or why. So if you're building, say, a color scale light to dark or a semantic layer where certain tokens pick from a specific color ramp, you often do it by hand. Multiply that across multiple brands, each with a different scale, nuance, and you're in a maintenance nightmare. The Graph Engine automates that. It stores the logic behind those tokens. That logic might be generate a brand color scale with these brightness steps, or ensure accessible text contrast by checking color pairs. Instead of manually recreating that process for each new brand or theme, you define it once in the graph, and now all your tokens inherit that rule. A living documentation of your system. Something else we discovered along the way. When every token is derived from a node-based logic flow, we naturally build a living documentation of the entire design system. No more tribal knowledge or scattered docs about which color to pick under certain conditions. If you want to see why your brand's accent color is a certain shade, you just open the graph. There's a chain of nodes showing how it was generated. This is drastically reducing confusion, keeps everyone on the same page, and cuts down on random overrides. Instead of designers guessing or doing it manually, they follow the same logic, documented in the graph. A real-world example, the color contrast rules. Picture a scenario where you want to ensure accessible contrast for text on backgrounds. Traditionally, you might do this manually, checking brand color 1 for contrast on then brand color 2, deciding if it's safe to use white text or black text, and so on. Each designer might do it slightly differently, using different standards like WCAG or APCA. Over time, you end up with inconsistencies, resulting in outdated color picks. With the Graph Engine, you define that rule once. For instance, for each color in the palette, automatically pick the best contrasting color based on APCA at a certain threshold. Done. The next time you spin up a brand or a theme, the system applies this logic automatically. Everyone sees the same underlying rules and doesn't have to guess. So you might ask, who is the Graph Engine for? Let's talk about who benefits. Teams handling multi-dimensional systems. If you already have multi-brands or you know you're going to need them, plus theming, plus different densities, Graph Engine can handle all that complexity in one place. Organizations evolving rapidly. Maybe you only have one brand now, but you see a future of growth on your new product lines. Don't wait until it's crisis. If you set up the logic now, you can scale as you go. No more giant refactors down the road. Designers and developers who crave consistency. Anyone tired of building new color sets from scratch every time or rechecking the same design rules over and over will love how the graph codifies everything. Essentially ask yourself two questions. Do I deal with multidimensionality, complexity, brand, theme, platform, and so on? Do I want to be prepared for the future expansion? Maybe new lines of product, additional theming, or advanced logic? If you answer yes, or even maybe, to either, Graph Engine is a powerful solution. Traditional tokens versus the Graph Engine. With traditional tokens, you define each value manually. That's fine for simple setups, but if you keep layering complexity, like brand overrides, repeated color scales, or custom spacing rules across different themes, you'll find it tough to keep everything consistent and documented. With graph-based logic, you can centralize the decision-making steps. Darken this color by 10% for each brand, swap text color if brightness is above 90%, and so on. Automate the output so you're not rewriting every token for every brand. update a single node, like a brand color, to refresh everything downstream. Quick recap and the key advantages. Tackle complexity, multi-brand, multi-theme, multi-dimensionality. Graph Engine reduces token sprawl by letting you define logic once. A living documentation. Every step is visible in the graph. So there's no confusion about why is this color chosen or why is spacing 16 pixels. Future-proofing. If you decide to change how you generate color scales or how you handle accessibility, you tweak the logic once and all derived tokens follow. Team alignment. Everyone references the same graph, so no more guesswork or offshoot brand of overrides that break your system's consistency. Coming up next, we'll keep building on these ideas in the fundamental series. Here's what to expect in the later parts. The next session will be about core terminology and node essentials. We'll explain how nodes, edges, ports, and subgraphs actually work, so you know how to build and read these logic flows. Step-by-step examples. We'll create real color scales, hook up brand-based overrides, and handle advanced multi-theme scenarios. By the time we're done, you will be ready to set up your own logic. If you're already dealing with complicated systems or you can see complexity on the horizon, Graph Engine might be just the thing you need to streamline your process and keep your team aligned. Thanks so much for joining me in the first session. I hope you're as excited as I'm about simplifying token chaos and creating truly algorithmic design systems. In the next video, we'll get into the core concepts like what a node and edge really are, how subgraphs help you organize logics, and how to set up outputs that become actual tokens in your design system. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in part 2.